everyone. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be doing the Synastry chart between Elon Musk and Grimes. And I find this to be really fascinating because I don't think anyone else has touched on any of the aspects that I see in their Synastry chart, and there's a lot of other fascinating things as well. Before I get into their Synastry chart, I just want to say in his natal chart that his Tesla conjuncts his midheaven. Now, the Tesla asteroid was named after Nikola Tesla, the revolutionary inventor associated with genius and innovation and groundbreaking technology. So this is fascinating because this asteroid is conjuncting Elon's midheaven. It cements his public identity as being associated with Tesla Motors. It's a fated career path, and the midheaven represents public identity, and it's in his 10th house of career. So it's destiny. I wonder if he had a past life connection with Nikola Tesla. Now, his Einstein conjuncts her IC, and the IC sits at the bottom of the chart. So whatever happens here is hidden. So he brought brilliance and groundbreaking thinking to her behind the scenes and probably told her a lot of his ideas, his futuristic ideas. Now, his Pan conjuncts his sun and conjuncts her vertex in the 8th house. His Pan conjuncting his sun, this means, well, Pan has a lot of different energies. So I'm going to go over some of them that I think are associated or actually contribute to his energies and how he lives his life and who he is, because it's conjuncting his sun. And that's a very important luminary. It represents you in your natal chart. So Pan conjuncting his sun, this has to do with overindulgence. It could be overindulgence with sex or a hedonistic sort of lifestyle. He doesn't like limitations, and he has this rebellious charisma. And Pan was like a partier. He played the flute, so there might be music involved here, but obviously there is with her. But I just thought I would mention that. And there was just wild abandon with Pan and his buddies. And his buddies were Dionysus and Bacchus. So there's partying here. Maybe he drinks. I'm not sure. Anyway. So he brought this fated, life-changing energy to her because whatever conjuncts your vertex from the other person, it will bring those energies. But in this case, it's his sun, and there's an undeniable pull when the sun is conjuncting the vertex in Synastry. Now, her destin conjuncts his ascendant. So there is more indications of fate and destiny here, and it's associated with passion and eroticism, since it conjuncts his Eros. And her Eros conjuncts his North Node. One of the main themes of this relationship for him was eroticism, passion, and desire. And it is further validated by other aspects in this Synastry chart that it just keeps rolling right along. Now, his Priapus and Lysistrata conjuncts her sun at 0 degrees. This is huge. I mean, we have a 0 degree orb here. We have Priapus and Lysistrata. So I'm going to break this down. Now, Priapus has to do with raw instinctual desire, an insatiable pull towards physical closeness. So there's this primal hunger that he has towards her. A strong magnetic draw to her energy. And Priapus is the shadow side of Lilith. So it can mean obsession or dependency, primal urges with the energies of cravings and fulfillment, control versus submission, which ties into their Pluto aspects. Now, his Lysistrata conjuncts her sun, and that has to do with I think he had the upper hand with in the sex department, and there's this manipulation, and he used it as a power tool. It's like a Lysistrata. It's a very manipulative energy. You could use it, like I said, as a power tool to control the intimacy between you and another person. Now, his Mira conjuncts her North Node. Remember when I said that her Eros conjuncts his North Node? Well, this is like almost a double sort of whammy energy, because Mira conjuncting her North Node, again, one of the main themes of this relationship between the two of them was this out of the ordinary sexual pull, and this out of the ordinary sexual intimacy that borders on kinky or unusual sexy stuff. And that was a theme that was the theme of this relationship for her. Basically, well, a lot of primal magnetic physical draw and primal eroticism and passion. Now, again, here is more validation. His lust and Proserpina conjuncts her moon, and her moon is in Aries, so she has intense emotions. She likes fiery excitement, and he brings it to her because lust, that's self-explanatory, and Proserpina, this actually adds more energy to the other aspects that I talked about. Now, there is cycles of separation here between the two of them, because Proserpina spent 6 months out of the year in the underworld in Greek mythology. And now Grimes, she was taken into a new world and with a new identity, or a totally different lifestyle that she had experienced before. And there's strong sexual undertones and energies associated with Proserpina. Now, her Salicea conjuncts his vertex. Again, another fated pull. More energies associated with destiny, and they all tie together. Salicea has the energies of extreme erotic fascination, and it's an intangible energy that depicts fantasy. And Salicea has a Neptune mystical energy, which actually coincides with their planetary aspects that I will get to. But Salicea is associated on the extreme side with crude sexual desires, and it just coincides with Mira. Those are the energies that Mira has, which is conjuncting her North Node from Elon. Now, her Neptune opposes his sun, and his Neptune trines her sun and moon. So here we have fantasy, illusion, rose-colored glasses, and idealizing each other, and seeing them for what they really aren't. Because Neptune has a very strong energy of deception, illusion, seeing someone through like a dirty window. They're there, and you project all of the fantasy onto them. And I think they did it to each other. Now, his Fortuna conjuncts her descendant. So there's many fortunate circumstances that came to her through him, because his Sappho and point of fortune conjuncts her midheaven, and he brought good fortune to her career and to her public image through opportunities, recognition, and with Sappho there, this has to do with a highbrow eroticism, and it plays into the arts. So I'm sure that he was maybe inspiration to her with the arts, due to him possibly influencing her avant-garde style. So why did this end? Well, her nemesis, Asbolus Nessus, conjuncts his moon. This has to do with emotional abuse and betrayal by her. This is a karmic aspect because both Nemesis and Nessus is conjuncting his luminary, and the moon is a very important part of a synastry chart, as well as a natal chart. So this triggers his emotional pain, and it's like a karmic emotional battlefield, as Bolus has to do with traumatic experiences, secrets, and taboo. Now, in his natal chart, he has Venus conjuncting Nessus, Hermione, and Magian. This is a major red flag. There is control and abuse in his love relationships. So, allegedly. So he's going to exert power and manipulation. There's going to be power struggles in his relationship. And he's going to do this through his charismatic, spellbinding charm. Because there's Hermione there, and there's Magian. And Hermione's like waving the magic wand. Magian has a spellbinding magical quality. And combined with Nessus, it's a dangerous combination because you can really suck someone into your love relationship. You could pull them into the love relationship with this power of control and a charm, and he has that, with Venus conjuncting Magian and Hermione, definitely, and his Jupiter conjuncts her Magian, so she was waving a magic wand as well. So again, this really ties back to and is validated by their Neptune aspects that they have between each other. Now he has Sato conjuncting his moon natally. So there's this emotionally sadistic energy that he has that he can bring out. You won't see it all the time because it could be hidden. And I think that it comes out in a love relationship due to, like I said, his Venus conjuncting Nessus. Now this explains why he falls into these intense relationships and power struggles. His Pluto opposes her sun and moon. So there's domination, power, control. And this ties into his Venus conjuncting Nessus and his moon conjuncting Sato. So he had an overpowering, intense influence on her. Very controlling. It's like he had the upper hand in the relationship. Pluto opposing both the sun and the moon, both her sun and moon. It's can be very obsessive and draining to her. So, I don't know who ended the relationship, but in this case, I would have to say it was probably her. Maybe she just couldn't take it anymore. It's a tangled web of deep emotional abusive triggers and control with all of these crazy asteroid aspects. And the Pluto and the Neptune, it's like put a fog over it, and there's Nessus and Nessus with the personal planets involved. Crazy. Very karmic and spellbinding, actually. Now, his Don Quixote, Freud, conjuncts his South Node. And Freud, that asteroid, it was named after Sigmund Freud, the psychologist. So Elon Musk is a natural at understanding and controlling the subconscious mind. He's good at being emotionally detached. And this would be really validated by his Sato conjuncting his moon. So whatever conjuncts your South Moon in your natal chart, you will be it's going to feel very comfortable to you. The energies, it's like wearing a cozy sweater or comfy slippers. You'll resonate with the energies of whatever conjuncts your South Node. Now, Don Quixote is also there. And this has to do with pursuing the overly optimistic, sometimes impossible dream, not only in his own life with ambitions, but with women, because Don Quixote traveled the land on his horse looking for women to save. So there's this over idealism in relationships that he has. And this all coincides with his Neptune squaring moon natally. He is Neptune squaring Moon. So there's the need to search for something spiritual or transcendental with a tendency for unrealistic ideas or actually desires. But he's a visionary with his Tesla conjuncting his midheaven, and he has Taureau conjuncting his south node too. So he can be very bossy, aggressive, and domineering. Now his finale conjuncts her ascendant, and this has to do with endings in fate. So it was a fateful ending, just as the beginning was, and not meant to last. So I hope you enjoyed this interpretation, and if you need a Synastry chart, my email is in the description box, and be sure to share, like, and subscribe to support my channel. I will be back shortly with more Synastry charts. Have a nice day.